I'm Adrian Gobriel. He's been convicted of willfully promoting hate through his so-called newspaper, Your Ward News. Today, editor-in-chief James Sears was supposed to be sentenced.
He is completely unrepentant in what he says and writes about women in the pages of Your Ward News.
He's proud of what he promotes and what he publishes, which is Holocaust denial, misogyny, homophobia, Islamophobia.
Warren and Lisa Kinsella's family have been targeted on multiple occasions by the problematic publication. The Kinsellas, along with several others, including the man behind the paper, James Sears, arrived at College Park Court today expecting a sentence to be delivered by Justice Richard Bluin. It was delayed because more time is needed to review the submission delivered by the Crown prosecutor today.
The judge has found that this is hatred, and now we await a sentence which we hope will be a strong, decisive sentence.
Sears has been convicted of 2 counts of willfully promoting hatred against identifiable groups. Today, the Crown argued that the scope and scale of the offenses warrant a maximum punishment, 2 6-month terms in prison to be served consecutively, as well as 3 years probation that would include a ban on publishing the paper and website, while also ordering Sears to refrain from making statements against minorities or women in public.
A year, given the extremity here, is perfectly acceptable.
The defense today argued that case law in Canada doesn't support a 1-year sentence. Some of these supporters who surrounded Sears today appeared to nod their heads in agreement inside the courtroom as the Crown listed some of the ways the publication has described women and their place in society.
Your paper has said that without ripping, without blood, without bruising, it's not rape. How do you explain that?
Those comments were made, if I remember correctly, to inflame feminists so that we open a discussion.
City News has been following James Sears for several years now.
Are you a neo-Nazi?
Well, just because
Are you a neo-Nazi?
Well, what does that mean, a neo-Nazi?
Sears says he prepared a 62-page statement to read out in court today. After the judge warned him he could only speak to his pending sentence, he shortened it considerably. This was the backbone of his argument.
The paper is a necessary relief valve for angry men that need their voices heard. There's a lot of disenfranchised men in our society that require Your Ward News.
Sometimes the nuts roll to the corners, right? So we saw that today, and that is something to pay attention to. These people are organized, they are well-funded, and they have an international reach. So we need to take them seriously.
James Sears will be sentenced in the next 2 to 4 weeks. A date was not announced by the court this afternoon. The publisher of Your Ward News, Leroy St. Germain, who has been convicted of the same crimes, will be sentenced on July 15th.